Welcome back, everybody. Joining me today on the block is JoJo. Hi,
Hey, girl.
JoJo.
How are you? I figured out the right side this time.
Yay! How are you doing tonight, JoJo?
I'm doing well. Today was a beautiful day in Toronto.
Ooh,
Eviction
it's so nice.
day. I love
Mm-hmm.
Thursdays, but I'm a little sad today.
You're a little sad today. Well, hopefully,
Yeah,
because you're not on the block with me. Being on the block with me would
that's why I'm
suck, wouldn't it?
happy.
Okay, so you're happy, not
Yeah,
sad. Okay, good.
I was just sad because today is the first day with no Drag Race UK.
Oh, it is a sad day. I
Yeah,
forgot that there's
sorry.
no Drag
I
Race UK.
I just
I
brought it
didn't
down for
remember.
you.
Yeah, you did. Um, that's actually really sad.
No.
Because usually I go do this, and then like I've watched Drag Race UK already, and then I go podcast with Phil about it after, and we're done.
Yes.
We're done. That's true. So, but maybe there'll be like some sort of like special or something that we could like find them, because those characters, I love those characters. But I also got to say that I love the characters on Big Brother Canada season 9. I think that they really did a good job. I love to hate some of them. I really like some of them. I haven't found anybody that I super root for yet, but I think that that is good because everybody's kind of malleable. Nobody's like really in front doing well or whatnot. So thank you everybody for joining us here. We are on the block with Reality Pop. So please just do us a favor here and subscribe to Reality Pop. We are going to be your new hub for all things reality TV. So tonight, eviction episode. Let's just start out. Is it a thumbs up or thumbs down for Arissa's outfit today?
Oh, I was worried about this question. So initially I hated it. And then by the end of the episode, I was like, I like the look, I like the combo. I wish that she had like a pop of coral on her lip or up in her eye to like bring it all together as like a look. But it was very Brady brunchy, bunchy
Bunchy
70s.
bunch of Brady bunches.
Yeah, like it wasn't it's definitely not my favorite Arissa look, but it was a look.
It was a look. And speaking of Drag Race UK, it actually reminded me of some of the outfits and the suits that RuPaul wears when he originally comes into the workroom at the beginning of the episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, okay, well, that's a look. That's a look.
Yeah.
I didn't love it as well. I thought it fit nicely. I mean, she always looks gorgeous because she's a beautiful woman, but I wouldn't have picked that for me or for her. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, oh my God, where'd she get that outfit from? Maybe the pumps, but not
the pumps were nice. Yes,
not the suit for me.
She was just like her makeup tonight. I was like, oh, okay, like very subdued, very nude.
Is JoJo in the space shuttle? How'd you
know? Lock me up.
Hi, BBCan9. Did you like the episode? What'd you think? BBCan9, tell us what you thought. Poor JoJo in his poor little space shuttle. So they do in the beginning tag of the episode, they mention the invisible HOH. Now, did you speculate at this point? Did you know that this was coming? What were your thoughts when you heard about it?
So I knew it was coming only because of last night's voiceover, which I loved so much when he said like, and what does that even mean? I was excited for the invisible household. It's definitely what I thought it was going to be, but I'm curious if the head of household is allowed to tell anybody that they're the head of household or not. That wasn't made clear to me.
It's not clear, and we'll probably talk about it. No, we can talk about it now. So the fact that they're the head of household is going to be allowed to play in the veto. Is going to be able to play in head of household next week. And they are not going to receive a head of household room. That leads me to believe that nobody can know for sure that it's them.
Sure.
People can definitely speculate, but I feel as though they wouldn't be allowed to tell anybody that it's them. I don't know if there would be a penalty nom or if if there's going to be a repercussion if they did, but I think that I would assume that they're not allowed to say, yes, it's me, guys. Like, I think that they have to play it off that it isn't, even if people think it's them.
Yeah. I think you're most likely right on that one. My only frustration was I do believe that Kiefer should be allowed to play in this head of household. I think it would be way more exciting because he is the one person that everyone can kind of
Just
at
get
least
out and
like,
hang
not
up
Kiefer.
on.
Kiefer's not head of household. No way. It's not happening. Let's move on. So I really wish Kiefer could have at least played in this head of household just for a fair shot.
That's true. Especially if the invisible person is going to get to play back to back. It seems like it's not that big of a deal for them to break the rules. I agree with you there. So BB asked, did Arissa dress like that in high school? No, not at all. She was pretty normal, like jeans, t-shirt type of gal. I'm trying to picture her. Like, no, she definitely wasn't wearing like super crazy. I was a more wild dresser, I'd say, in high school than she was, for sure. Like, I remember like getting into my grandmother's closet and thinking it's really cool to like wear blue pants with like white, with like pink flowers on it, like just terrible things. I did wear those things back in the day. I thought it was some sort of hippie or something. Like, I wore corduroy bell bottoms. Like, it was a nightmare.
I wore them too.
It's so bad. Like, it's so bad. Like, shopping at like Value Village and $1 a pound, which is fine. Like, I still shop at those places now, but I look for the designer things, not for the things that maybe look like I was homeless. So yes, I would say me more than Arissa, but I could be wrong though. I'll have to take a look. Good episode. Love the invisible HOH. Yes, I actually do like it as well. Hey, yeah, that was not clear. Can the head of household tell anyone? Hopefully they'll make it clear, but I just don't think that they would. If they were allowed to say anything, I feel like she should have also said like, and you can't say anything to anyone.
Yeah. Because I expect like Beth wins head of household and starts squealing. And then it's like, oh, well, there goes the twist.
I don't think that they're going to do it like that, though. I don't think they're going to tell them who wins while they're in those booths. I think they'll bring every single person into the diary room and say, like, you did not win. You did not win. You're the winner. You did not win. You know what I mean? Like, I think everybody's going to go to the diary room to find out the result. And if they're the head of household,
love it.
So fun. And I think it's very fun. Jojo and I have recently played an online Big Brother game where I was speculating that this was going to be one of the twists of the season. Something very, I wasn't calling it an invisible HOH. I was calling it a secret HOH, I think is what I said. And it was basically the same thing as that you'd have a competition, a blind competition. Nobody knows who wins, doesn't know who put them up, and basically the same thing. So I'm happy to see it play out on the screen because I don't think we've had this happen in Big B US or Canada.
First time.
Similar. Yeah, so I hope it's a good one.
Good job, BBCan. Yeah.
I know this is a little bit jumping the gun here, but do you have a preference of who you'd like to win this HOH?
Yeah, I want Victoria to win. I'm obsessed. It's official.
But she's just wait. But the thing is, though, is what you like. But what you like about her is that she's just so messy, and I don't think that she would be able to be messy like you want to see her if she was the head of household.
Oh God!
She would probably just put up Jen and Ty and call it a day.
I don't know. I think she'd be like,
or Beth
like Jen and Roe. Or Beth, yes.
Beth, maybe Beth, because she wants to take that position with the guys. So maybe.
Oof, I don't know. I don't know what she would do. Maybe someone like, oh fuck, who do I want to win head of household this week? I would love for Tina to win, just so that we're forced like for Tina
see her do something
what she wants to do. Yeah, I'm getting a little annoyed with Tina. I'm like, come on, Tina, start talking. Tara's doing a lot of the talking for you.
What if the winner is never told and they get each person to secretly give their 2 nominations, but only one takes effect? Yes, they could do that for sure.
That would be lovely.
Oh, wow. That's fun.
It's not gonna happen, but really good.
You don't think it's going to happen? It could happen.
I feel like they'll have, I think because it's still a head of household, like they're calling it the invisible head of household. Maybe even if it was a secret head of household, that would really make a lot of sense. Everyone having to do nominations, and then you don't even know if it's yours. Or like maybe someone else did it and not me. So
That's
Who
true.
knows?
Oh my
Could be
God,
my
that'd be
partner,
so
could have been
crazy if
anyone.
you didn't not know if you were the head of household or not.
Yeah, would
Because
love
like
it.
multiple people could have made the same nominations. Like I think it won't necessarily, you'll be able to narrow down who it could be depending on the
Yeah.
nominees, but somebody could just be doing something to make it look like somebody else as well. So it will be interesting to see the gameplay. And I hope people are talking to the live feeds this week because I need to know who it is definitively before Monday.
Immediately.
Before Monday,
Immediately.
I need to know. I
Yeah,
know you need to know.
I checked Twitter right away, and I know a lot of updaters don't want to guess who it is. Like they're waiting for confirmation 100% to say, like, I do believe this person is the head of household, only because there's going to be all this bullshit of like, Jed looked at the camera twice. He's the head of household.
I mean, that's fun
Like,
too, though, I think.
like Tara
Like
sneezed. She's
breaking
in.
down the clues of like,
Yeah.
oh, wait,
Oh.
wait, 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 wait. He said to, like, I think that that's kind of fun is like guessing
Oh.
who it is. So
I just want
please,
to know. I like
please,
to be spoiled.
please, updaters, just be guessing.
Tell us
I
everything.
do like the line. I wonder if it was fed by the diary room or if Kiefer came up with it himself. The grim Kiefer is ripping these duos apart right out of the house. I like the
Yeah,
grim
Kiefer's
Kiefer.
still not my favorite person. I feel like this week it was the week that I actually liked him the least. I haven't been minding Kiefer, but I think he's had a bit of a power trip this week.
Really,
He's
I've
one of
not been bothered by him at all.
his live feeds have been annoying to the point where he's like, I couldn't tell him like who does he actually want to target next week because he's talking shit about everybody, literally like everyone.
For
He's talking shit about
me,
everyone.
I didn't notice that, but like I've found that he was kind of getting annoyed with maybe Tina and Tara because they keep on saying like, well, we have to keep, it's better telling Kiefer what's better for his game. And same with Ro, same with Kyle. They always tell him what is best for his game when it's actually not best for his game. And so I think that maybe that's why he was like, you know, you kind of have to talk shit about everybody when they're coming at you with like kind of, that's the way people are bonding in the game is like, oh, let's talk about the people that are your head of household. You get to hear all the tea and you get to talk shit about everybody. It's kind of the role. I didn't notice him having that much of HOH-itis. Do you have a specific example?
He believes that he's going to
Oh,
volunteer.
hi, Ginger. How are you, Nadia? So I stream on this app called Bigo Live, and so she is one of my followers on the app, and or friends, I guess, because I follow her back, and we hang out and gift each other on the app. So if you want to follow both of us, I'm not sure what her name is right now in the app, but I think it's Nadia is her Bigo ID. 4 A's, I think.
4 A's.
Yes, Nadia.
A specific thing that bothered me about Kiefer, he is going to volunteer to be on Slop because he is convinced that Canada will choose him to be taken off.
I did hear that.
That's just what I'm like, calm your nerves.
Did you see him do this or did you read him doing that?
Oh, I saw him.
Okay, I haven't seen it. I read it and it didn't read well, but I wanted to see it to see how cocky it sounded. But he might, though.
Cocky is a great word. I don't know.
Over who?
Is he beloved?
I think people like him more than a lot of people, and he has all of his community that's going to be rooting for him, right? And anybody from in any Indigenous community that's a fan of the show will be on his side. So kind of like how Tina has East Coast Canada, like I do feel like he has anybody that lives that is a similar background to him. So he could be right here. Like, to be fair, he does have a lot of support.
If they're on Twitter. I think it's only Twitter that's the vote.
Oh, I don't even see the vote. It's so weird. So random. Nadia. I know it, Nadia!
What's your username, Nadia? Let us
Nadia!
know.
I think she's laughing because I'm right. So there was a roasting show. Did you see the roasting show? They're going to show it on Monday. They have to.
I've seen clips of it. I didn't see it live, but I saw clips. And I think I only saw Kiefer's roast.
Kiefer's was good, though. He was good.
Yeah.
And so Do you know what? I wonder if they will show it or not because they're gonna have so much footage between
They
now
better.
and Monday. Like
I want
that's
hour and a
why
half episodes. I want longer
I could take it.
episodes.
Yeah, I could
Please,
take
Big
that.
Brother. I know you're watching, so
Yeah, I know. Big
pay attention.
Brother's watching
Let us know.
watching the block on Reality Pop. Big Brother
Hour and
Canada.
a half.
Chorus. Yes, bring it. Producers. Bring it on. So Vic calls out Kyle right after the ceremony, and she uses the word audacity.
Audacity. The
Like was
audacity.
he had the audacity, and she was saying it with the she was saying with it with her full chest, like she was saying audacity. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what word is that? Poor Vic. There was another word.
Like
I think. Go ahead.
Is it like potato, where like people can say audacity?
I mean, maybe if you're British. I mean, the audacity is. Would you say audacity? I mean, the audacity. I mean, if she's saying with a British accent, maybe I can get behind it. But like, I don't. It sounded like she was saying an oath. It was an audacity. Yeah. So I don't know.
Audacity.
It is. It is Nadia indeed. Yes, Nadia. So she was, she wanted to get in the line. She was practicing it. Your ass is grass and all that stuff. What do you think about her calling out Kiefer? She's been loving this call out people after ceremonies. This has been, she tried it with Beth. Now she's doing it with Kyle. How do you think of this tactic? I know you're obsessed with her. So do you love it?
I do love Victoria. I just thought it was weak. I didn't think it was a true, like, get in his face and be like, what are you saying? Like, let it loose. I want to know. You're on the block. I'm voting for you publicly. I'm going to tell everyone I'm voting for. I wanted it to be a little more hardcore to shake him when he really played it well in the ball pit afterwards. I thought anyway.
Why do you say that? We can talk about it too.
Well, they left the conversation with like, love you, bye. Like, everything is good now. Even if you go, like, Ro and I are good. It felt too buddy for me, and to actually be mad at someone and to walk into the room saying that I heard you're talking shit about me and I heard you pitched my name. It's like, stick to that narrative then. Stick to being mad. Continue it instead of backing down and becoming buddies right away.
Well, I don't think that she was actually becoming buddies. If I remember correctly on the feeds, it kind of was talking about how she was still kind of siding with Kiefer, Ty, and Jed more so than Kyle and Rohan. And so, like, I think that she was playing up the fact that, like, okay, like, bygones be bygones. And I think it was also to give her an out. She does mention after that conversation too, it's like, everybody's lying to me. I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't even care who's telling the truth. I'm the only one that can be doing that and being in the middle and playing both sides and lying. So I think that she's just doing what she needs to do in order for people to assume that she's coming after them. And if she decides that she wants to go after them, she will. You know what I mean? And if she decides that she doesn't, she won't. And so I think she's leaving herself a bunch of outs by apologizing to them directly. And it could be good, but it could also bite her in the butt.
Which is smart. Yeah.
But it could bite her in the butt.
Smart. Arissa said something tonight that I thought was so interesting. Really,
Natalie, hi Natalie. Love that they were eating popcorn when Victoria and Kyle were going at it. Yes, I mean, I'm a really big fan of popcorn. I eat popcorn on the regular, at least once a week. I eat popcorn, and so I would be eating popcorn at every ceremony. I think that would be my trope.
Just a bucket.
Sorry, we cut you off here with the popcorn eating. Go ahead, Jojo.
That's okay. I love that Arissa really pointed out all the pairs this season. And that the fact that we haven't seen this in Big Brother, literally pair after pair after pair that are well known. It's no shocker. Everyone's cool with it happening. And I thought that's really interesting. I love that aspect of it, but I wish someone took it further. I wish someone had a secret pair where it was like Austin and Brayden, really obvious that the two of them together, but Austin's really with Kiefer. Like, I would love for something like that to exist, where it's...
The problem is nobody's really that strategic in the house. So everybody's just kind of playing pretty basic. They're just kind of like, you know, everything's at face value.
Everyone's
It's just
lying constantly.
everybody's lying or whatever, but like they're still just doing the basic. They're not really thinking 5 moves ahead. They're just thinking of their next move. And so I just don't see anybody. It would have had to have been established week 1 because all these relationships were established quite early on. And I don't feel as though anybody could start something really strong and new right now because already these pairs have been established. So it could be interesting, obviously, but if you know, all the people that you should be having a secret relationship with are the ones that are being evicted, right? Like you should be like, oh my God, like, okay, let's keep Kyle and let's keep it on the down low that we're like working together. But it would have had to be established beforehand. Now I don't think anybody trusted each other enough to, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Big Brother it's I do love the season, don't get me wrong. I think it's an incredible step up, but I really wish that there was a little bit more strategic thinking from everybody. It seems very solid that everyone's in their pairs. This is probably really good for Rose's game now that Kyle's gone, that he is a single island. Like Victoria, I think it's really good for her. Like Kiefer, I think it's really good for him. Because everyone else is known as such a pair or trio.
The problem with Rohan, he keeps on mentioning that he's not an emotional player. Well, he is an emotional person and player. He's a Pisces, which is one of the most emotional signs, I would say. But anyways, he's saying that, like, you know, he doesn't play with emotion, which is fine. But he doesn't realize that everybody else in the house does. And so him working with people, he doesn't do it in a way, from my perspective, that makes people want to work with him or to agree with his words. And so he's saying very factual things a lot of the times. And he is in the right with, like, this could be optimum strategy for you. But how he gives that information is kind of like, nah, I don't want to hear it from you, Dad. Like, no. You're telling me what to do. I'm not going to do it. I was talking about this with Jonathan yesterday, and he's like, yeah, I'd probably be very defiant and be like, yeah, you want me to do that? I will do exactly the opposite. And I'm like, exactly. So he needs to start appealing to people's emotional sides. And I don't know if he has that in him to do, because he feels as though he wants to play this, like, no emotions, very strategic game, like laying out the facts and basically being condescending when people don't want to go along with his plan, saying that they're stupid. And that is going to affect somebody that's emotional. You saying, oh, you don't do what I say, that means you're dumb. Well, I'm not going to do what you're saying because you're calling me dumb for doing it, or not doing it. So I don't think that he knows how to strategically play with people that are emotional. These aren't actual pieces. You know, these are human beings, then they all are really emotional.
And that's a huge part of the game, especially when you can look at the house and you know who you're playing with. That's your best time to, like, divert your strategy. If it's incredibly, I just want to be strategic, to let me take a look around at how everyone else is playing and try and get on board. It's not about bending over or just catering to other people, but being on the same wavelength as them and starting to play a little more similar to them would be really smart for him to do. And I don't know if he has that in him.
Right? I don't think he, well, and nobody's playing well, though. So I think that that's also really challenging, because some of the things that people are pitching are great, but nobody's going for them also because they're not strategic. So anyway, it's also quite funny. I've been saying it many times that I do feel it's because there are no air signs in the house. And the air signs are the people that are always overthinking, overanalyzing, analytical, thinking, talking, head, mind. Like, that's the air signs, and there's not a 1 in there. So I think that this is why Kiefer, Beth, and Tina aren't doing well, because they don't have their elemental counterpart in there. They don't have air to make them do well. The air and fire work really well together. And then the other sides that work well together are water and earth. And so that's why these other sides are solidifying a little bit better. And Kiefer is kind of on an island. Tina's kind of on an island. She's with Tara, but Tara's terrible for her game. Like, she's terrible. So bad. But she's earth and Tina's fire. That doesn't really work well together. So I don't know. I think that they're not benefiting all these fire signs for not having any air in the house. Yeah, it's because all their strategies are kind of falling flat because they're working with people that don't understand how they operate. You know? What's Nadia saying? I don't know what you two are talking about, but I totally agree. So Nadia, we're talking about Big Brother Canada episode 11. It was the eviction episode tonight. I talk about all things reality TV, and Big Brother is one of my favorites. Nods and agree. Thank you, Nadia. I love the support. Love the support always. So cute moment, Brayden and Austin modeling that cute jacket in the kitchen, and then Victoria comes in and reassures Austin that she's going to be staying. This is, I think, pretty much after her little blow up with Kyle. Now, do you think that Victoria is promising too much too early?
Knowing what we know now, absolutely not. I think Nadia, yes. I don't think she's promising anything too early, only because they did solidify something during her head of household. The issue was, I don't think they're very solid anymore. I think they could come back together if it's good for the three of them. But with an invisible head of household, I think this is going to be a pretty messy week. I think people are going to be on the outs, sticking to what they know, what they feel comfortable with from the previous week. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of movement.
I hope that they still keep the same schedule of the nominations, because I do want them to still have time to strategize, even if they can't say who they are going to be putting up or that they have the power. So I hope that they do get that chance as well. So Ro and Kyle are in the ball pit, and this is the scenario that you're kind of talking about, and Vic is in there with them. And so Ro is telling Victoria that, Jed and Ty were supposed to be throwing the veto competition to him, and he thinks that they were saying that they're going to do that because they want to try to bring them in. And it's like, well, absolutely yes. Yeah. But what you've been lying to Jed and Ty as well. Like, I feel like there's a lot of hypocrisy, even with people using they're a hypocrite and they're saying things, and the hypocrisy of that. Like, everybody is lying to everybody. Yes. And also what everybody's saying, it's Big Brother. People, there's a lot of mistruths that are really happening and a lot of bounce checks. What do you think of Ro? Are you a fan of Ro? Or are you?
I actually like Ro. He wasn't my favorite person for a while, but I don't hate anybody. And I love that about this season, that I don't actively dislike someone where I'm like, I want them out. I think Kyle was really charming, which shocked me because I expected him to be a bro and that I would not really care about him very much. I should say really charming as in there are moments when I'm like, Kyle's not a douchebag. When
a couple
very well could have been. Oh, of course. But there's been moments where I hated almost everyone. Or you gotta be kidding me, they said this. You gotta be kidding me, they're doing this. But with Kyle, it's like I actually don't think of him as a hockey bro. But I think it's way better for Ro's game for Kyle not to be there.
Well, always when the pair is split up, it makes the other person less flashy. I just don't think, though, that I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get out of it, though. I do feel as if Jed, Ty, or Beth win, I feel like he could be in danger still. It would just be easy for them to put him up. It'd be easy for them to put up. Yeah, I think the three that would be in danger would be Beth, Austin, and Rohan, if any of the old Sunset Setters win. I think that they're in the most danger with them. So he's not really out of danger, but if he makes it past this week, or if he has the head of household this week, he gets out Jed or Ty, one of those two, then he might be able to fade into the background and things will be a little bit better for him, for sure. Whatchamacallit? So Victoria does say that she's going to act like she's mad at them. And I think that was smart of her, so she could still keep up the ruse between the two sides. And it helps her play the middle a lot better. And it also allows her to make whatever decision she wants to make. That's what I was saying is she wants to be the one that lies to people's faces. She doesn't want anybody else doing it to her. And so this is her continuing with that narrative for herself. So Ty and Beth are kind of canoodling, and they want Brayden and Austin split up. Who do you think should be split up out of the next pair? Do you think it should be Brayden and Austin, Tina and Tara, Jed and or Ty and Ty, whatever, or Jed and Beth, one of the thruple duos?
Personally, I would probably go for the boys, only because I do see them as being the most loyal together. I'm sure Austin and Brayden aren't going to go after one another, but I wouldn't be afraid of Brayden in a competition. We don't see a lot of him. He's probably going to win this season. Would not be surprised if he just sneaks his way to the end. So, personally, I'd probably go after the two muscle men who have not been able to show their competitive prowess. Besides Jed winning the veto, Jed very much just said, I've come in here to be a comp beast, to win everything. He's won one thing. He's done very well in a couple of others. So I would probably want one of the boys to go. But I'm also pro-girl all the time.
I know you are.
Watch me get cast next season. Watch me get cast next season, and I put up two girls. Sure, I wouldn't.
Oh my God, you totally would. And I'll be like, hypocrite! Hypocrite!
I want to find through these two muscle men who can't win.
That'd be amazing, to be honest. Okay, so if Rose's persona was more like his roasting persona, he might be more liked by others. I feel like his roasting persona was a little bit arrogant still. He was kind of saying to asking Keith for a bunch of questions and then being like, oh, I'm sorry, did I come off as aggressive or something like that? It was oh yeah, actually you kind of did. So anyway, it wasn't, I don't think he would be liked by others from his roasting persona. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of Bro. There's something I've mentioned in pretty much every podcast about his tone and how he delivers information that really irritates me. And it's the condescension is not it for me. So he would be somebody that, unless if I was friends with him, it wouldn't bother me. But just as a viewer watching it, it irks me. So
I feel like he wants to be the villain, and it's just not, he's just not it. He's not the villain. Sorry. Victoria's the villain. I love her for it.
So I bet you your favorite part of the episode was when Tina, please come to the diary room. Tara,
yes,
please come to the diary room. And so they both go there. They get a clue that says hey, you got to hide the fact that we're having a party in the pantry or party tonight from all the other house guests. You can go in there. You can chug a beer if you want, which you're probably yeah, East Coast, chug a beer. And
yes.
Not tell anybody. So it didn't really translate as anything sneaky happening other than the fact that everybody saw them go into the pantry and they locked the door.
Yeah.
And then they chugged their beer, half of it, and then they brought out two pitchers and it looked kind of a flat lager. And they brought that out. But then the party started. The party wasn't on the feeds. Why the hell did they not give a longer, I wanted to see more of this party. That looked like fun.
It was a highlight, not just of the episode, but of the season. I'm yes, let it loose.
Get those splits and twerking.
Yes, everyone. Victoria was on the Victoria on the floor was put on a floor show for me, please.
I mean,
Tina with that mayonnaise.
Oh, I missed that. What'd she do?
Oh, you missed it. She took a bottle of mayonnaise. And was oh, and then filled her mouth with mayonnaise. Was oh, I don't care. I love my life.
Oh my God! Speaking of mayonnaise, okay. What's her name? Ika and Dimitri's, they always do pranks on each other. So one time she scooped out the favorite vanilla ice cream and then she filled it back up with mayonnaise and she goes and she makes her Dimitri and her son ice cream, but makes Dimitri's with mayonnaise and puts sprinkles and all this stuff on it. And it was just hilarious. It just reminds me of that. How gross would something be if you think it's vanilla ice cream and it's mayonnaise frozen? Gross. But that party, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna lie, secret's out, guys. I do tend to twerk in the splits when I've had too many shots of tequila, so that could be something you would get to see if I was I think I'm gonna lead with that next audition. I'm gonna be listen,
yeah, just drop.
I will twerk in the splits. Like, I've never death dropped. I should practice that. Maybe I should bring death drop lessons to the house next season.
You could do it
but
easy.
yeah, it was really fun seeing like even Jed doing his magic mic routines. I'm like, look at these people. And like, I have been so starved for like parties. Oh my God, Brayden and Jed with a little smoocheroonie. And Brayden has a crush on Jed too. So like, he could have actually gotten a little bit more like if he wanted to, but he's just kind of like, but he probably should have been like, blah. It's so good. But I love that party. I wish that segment was a little bit longer, considering the fact that they cut it from the feeds, right?
Yes.
Right? Not the party.
Yes, Nadia.
Nadia, the party was good. It was so good. I need you to watch Big Brother so you know what we're talking about. But I love the support girl. Okay, so what happened next, though? Oh, did you like how Big Brother called them the matriarchs of the house? Brutal. I was like, poor guys.
Yikes.
Poor guys. But they got food, so they got pad thai, they got chicken and rice. I'm sure they got all these other things. I wish that they had said skip the dishes or something at least once.
Yeah.
You know, one of their sponsors. So this party was on day 24 in the house. I wish it was day 25. 25 is my lucky number, but you know, day 24 is fine too. So wait, what was it? Are going to be wild. Oh, they're going to be wild. Yes, the house guests were definitely wild. Love to spin the bottle. Yes. Okay, so what do you think of of Austin and Kyle flirting with a little flirtmance?
I mean, I think it took them long enough to get there. It wasn't like a huge surprise to me that those two like would be attracted to one another, but I think it took them a while to get to some sort of like, hey, we're flirting now. It's official. We're on the block. One of us is going, so let's start this now.
Well, you're hoping
like,
that
what happened last night.
You were hoping
with anyone.
You were hoping though that she would become like the next Janelle, right? And that's kind of what happened to Janelle season 6. She was kind of having a flirtmance thing with like the upside down Spider-Man kiss with Michael, exactly. And then after that, she was like she paired up with Kaser, so maybe Austin's going to pair up a little bit with Rohan here, and then they started really working together to steamroll the house. So, I mean, that could be a similar trajectory. You know, Brayden can be like her Howie, you know, like maybe she could be set up in a way if she becomes a comp beast, because she is going to be the target, kind of like Janelle was the target the entire time. And maybe she's going to be able to win her way past all these landmines of these other house guests targeting her. So if history is going to repeat itself, season 9, that would be really cool. A cool story to watch, I think.
Except I don't want her to come in third then.
I don't think she's going to win, though, to be honest. I'm sorry.
I think it just depends on who's there at the end.
Well, if this week and her not campaigning and how she campaigned at all when she did start is indicative of how she would talk to the jury at the end, I'm not really that impressed by what she could do to get herself the win. This would be perfect...
To be fair, I did see quite a bit more campaigning from Austin on the feeds. I was way more impressed with feeds Austin than I was show Austin tonight. I don't think they gave her like a good edit. She went to Tina and Tara in tears, and it was beautiful because I was like, she's playing this. This is, I do not believe that this is real for any minute. She was like, I feel like there might be a flip against me. She was really smart the way she did it. It was good gameplay. I don't think her speech tonight was like whatever with Kyle. I think both their speeches were a little bit like fluff. But the way she was speaking to Tina and Tara, I think it was like mid-afternoon that I watched. I was like, that's brilliant. Like, that is exactly what you needed to do with these two people in this moment on this day.
But just to counter that, she only started campaigning when Kyle said, do you know what? I think we should start campaigning. And he'd already kind of started. And so she probably wouldn't have even done any of those things if Kyle didn't tell her to start campaigning. So the fact that she didn't have that fight to stay in the game without getting the okay from some dude, like that to me, just maybe she's going to grow though. She still has 2 months to like become a Big Brother champion. But what I see of her right now, I don't think she has the chops to sell. She'd have Brayden's vote no matter what. I don't see her having anybody else's vote against anybody else at this point. I just don't see it yet.
Ro?
Not necessarily. Ro is more strategic. Ro has had to fight harder, and Ro can talk better.
I guess.
Sorry. What about Tara thinking that she's in a weird position because she's in the middle of these two alliances? Like your favorite position playing Big Brother is the middle. What do you think of Tina and Tara and their middle play?
I think Tara's putting in a lot more work than Tina, and I think it's smart of them to team up with Kiefer. I wish that they were in a bit of a more solid relationship with the oddballs. When Victoria was head of household, I was under the impression that Tina, Tara, Austin Bray, and Victoria were like the main five, and then Ro and Kyle were like kind of on the outs. So I thought that was great positioning for them, but it doesn't seem to be that case whatsoever when Kiefer won the head of household. I think all that work done during that week kind of crumbled away. So
well, I think also though when Austin and Kyle and Rohan threw Victoria under the bus, I think that also made the wheels come off there, where they didn't feel safe with them anymore. Like, yes, they wanted to keep them. Yes, like they are still kind of working with them. But I think that the disloyalty there, I don't think it sat well with many people. And so I think that ruined the oddballs with them just immediately throwing Victoria underneath the bus. Immediately.
I think they were in a better position last week than they are this week. Mm-hmm. But coming up with like an invisible head of household, I don't think Tara and Tina are in any danger.
No,
I don't think whatsoever. And I think if you're not in any danger, that's a pretty good place to be in the game. I don't think Brayden's in any issue. So
maybe
I think that middle gameplay is pretty good when you're with a bunch of folks that are actively against one another. I actually prefer playing from the front. I do like that gameplay, but I think playing the middle early on is your best position unless you win ahead of household, and that's when you can kind of with power comes like what you want to happen. And one of three people that you end up putting up there is going home, and you should want one of those three to go.
Well, for sure. And I think though they don't want to win any power because they don't want to upset their position though. Tina and Tara go and talk to Kiefer. They didn't show the lengthiness of this conversation, but basically Tara is trying to convince Kiefer that it is best for his game to get rid of Austin. And I'm just like, it's only because Tara feels as though Austin is coming for her. And I just really don't understand why anybody pitching to Kiefer that is only trying to save themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it could be clouded being like, well, listen, like, okay, I think that showing the pros and cons of both people, fine. But the fact that he's the head of household, he's put this person up, and he feels less safe with the other person moving forward, like, you kind of have to go with that. Like, why is she trying to make him believe that it would be better for him to take out Austin when it's just not, it's not a thing. It's not that, it's okay for him. It's not the worst for him, but I think after this week, it's better for him to take out Kyle. If he can choose.
I actually do think Austin, initially when she was nominated, she was gung-ho about going for Kiefer. After him saying, like, I'm not going to put you up, and then he puts her up as a replacement, I think that did piss her and Bray off, and maybe Tarantino did hear about that, but I don't think there's anything more annoying than someone telling you what's good for your game don't fucking tell me what's good for my game. I know what's good for my game. Someone else would, like, Kiefer knows what's good for his game. Just don't be telling, like, I and it happens often where a lot of people say, like, it's better for your game if it's like, no, that's your opinion. It is. I'm not going to take that as Bible. I'm not going to take that as,
Of
yeah,
course
that's
not.
exactly what I should think now. No, so I do find it annoying. But what was I gonna
Hello,
say about
hello.
Tarantino?
Sorry.
Oh, hey, Nicole. I had something to say. What was it?
You realize? Did you notice this, Nicole? Can you see, or is it backwards? I don't know if it's backwards, but
Love the new headphones. Cute. What was I gonna say about Tara though?
Did you see what she said? Cool car, Jojo.
No.
But stop moving around the.
So cool.
It's crackly when you move the phone.
Oh no. My hands. It's like an endurance competition.
You need to get a selfie stick.
I have one, but I broke it.
Like this? I have one like this.
I have.
And it's like a selfie stick, so you can put it whichever direction. And then it also works as like a tripod, so you can like, and it's just mini, it's small, and like, you know.
I've got a tripod, but.
Why are you licking your lips like that?
I have a tripod.
Oh.
I said I have a tripod. I was being gross.
Oh! Okay, sorry. Go on, guys. This is a family podcast.
Family podcast.
Ooh, put some rhinestones on these. Yeah, maybe I will. That'd be cute. Yes.
Some skull candy. Ooh. What was I going to say about Tara though? Nicole's distracting me. I ruined everything. Keep talking. Damn you, Nicole. What was I saying about Tara? Tara, Kiefer, Tina, that conversation. Oh, I don't know.
Well, you were saying about the fact that, you know, like she shouldn't be coming to him with what is best for his game, and telling him what is best for his game. Yeah. And we know that nobody wants to be told what to do. Maybe they want to be encouraged, or maybe want to, like, you know, lay the groundwork underneath and then be like, have them come to their own conclusion that that's best for them. But if that's not the case, like, you got to let them do what they want to do, and then maybe plant seeds in a very subtle way. People don't seem to know how to be subtle here at planting seeds, and then have them follow through after that, you know? So there was even Tara said to Kiefer, yeah, I think that she's coming for you 100%, 100,000%, or sorry, that Kiefer's coming, or oh my God, I'm messing up names. That Kyle is coming for him 100%, not Austin, or both of them. Both of them are coming for him. You know what I mean? But like, I think that Kyle is worse. Kyle is worse. Kyle is worse. I don't think, because there's especially what we've seen on the show and in the feeds, Kiefer. Oh my God, these damn K names. I'm just going to So Kyle and Rohan, they do not respect Kiefer. And so I think that they would put him on the block just because they don't like what he did this week. So I don't think it's a good idea for him to keep Kyle at all. Austin's dangerous too. Yeah. I said, I was right. I did it right. But I think it's more dangerous for him to keep Kyle in the house. Whew. Okay, let's get off that name. So we see Tina and Tara talking to Rohan now, talking about the fact that they brought up this possibility of getting rid of Austin, and Jed was kind of on board with it. And, you know, Tara is downright wants to save Kyle 100%. Like, that's what she wants to have happen in this game. And so Ro is actually seeing like a glimmer of hope here, for this to be there to be a possible flip. And just so you guys know, on the feeds, like, it was a big glimmer. Even at one point, Kiefer was on board with this flip happening. And so they didn't really they didn't really showcase that, but it was a bigger possibility than the episode really showed. So Austin doesn't actually see Beth or Vic flipping, because Beth wants to be friends with Austin, even though Austin is not friends with Beth anymore. And Vic, I don't think that Vic will go against Austin. Like, yes, they might have thrown her name underneath the bus a little bit, but like I don't feel as though Vic is threatened really by Austin, and they do have that oddball thing, even though it's a little bit dismantled. I do think that Austin is correct that both Beth and Victoria would most likely keep her in the game. So Brayden is just manifesting good vibes and like, or well, she is anyways, Austin is, but like I think that that's a good thing though. Be likable and be nice to people in the house will be helpful. And I think that the blow up in the pantry last week, I do not think that that sits well with Kiefer, and they couldn't get out of how they made him feel when he was kind of down and out last week on the block. So your words are powerful, and you know the fact that they chose not to hold their tongue in that moment. This is them getting their payback for it. So sorry, guys. So this is where Kyle comes and he pitches to Ty and Jed about how he wants to be the one that would stay and take the shot for Kiefer, and that if he's in the final two, nobody's going to be voting for him over anybody else. Yes, these are valid points, but I think that we're a little bit too early to talk about the final two seat. It's like 2 months away. I don't think that that's the game, the move right now. I don't think that people are thinking about final two yet. And B, I think it's also too early to target their ally. For them to be like suggesting targeting or weaponizing him to target their ally. I think it's just too soon for that. What do you think?
Yeah, they're not going to feel as bad voting out Kiefer at Final 5 or at Final 4 or Final 3. I flirted with you guys. Now you're all shy.
I think that JoJo's shy here. And I think JoJo's shy after he starts talking about his tripod.
Oh, that did make me a little, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
Actually, Reality Realness topic Kiefer reminds me so much of Ovi. Thoughts? Ovi. I will say yes. Okay, I can see what you're saying. He has a decent handle of the game, but he doesn't execute necessarily effectively. He puts in a lot of faith in people that don't put in as much faith in him as the others. So Ovi was really reliant on those boys, and those guys didn't have his back at all. I do think that Jed and Ty have Kiefer's back more than Jackson and Mickey had of Ovi's back. So I do see a similar comparison, kind of being a little bit of an outsider, hanging out with the cool kids, and then he got some power, and so he's kind of like fitting in. So I can see it a little bit. Un petit peu. Et toi?
I liked Ovi a lot during his sequester game. I actually thought he played a really good game. It was the first time that I was like, oh, he's like a game player. He's there to make moves, and like was exciting to watch. So I can see the similarities between Kiefer and Ovi. But we were just talking about Kiefer. What were we talking about?
I was talking about Ty and Jed with Kyle saying that he was going to weaponize, like he should be weaponizing him to take a shot at Kiefer.
They will not mind voting him out when they have to vote him out later in the game. I don't think you can say like I'll take this person out now, or I can be that person to take that person out for you. It's like, no, I can do it myself, I guess. It's also
and it's also too early. 4. It's like he's still on my side. I don't want him out right now. Like if you're talking about 4 weeks from now,
for the next 4 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me the next 4 weeks you will not put us up. That might be a reason for us not to vote you out. Not like I'll vote out your friend for you at some point.
It's like
what if he wins veto? Like, what do you want?
It's not good. So, I mean, people were saying that this was a good pitch. I didn't really think it was a great pitch. I thought it was better than Austin's pitches have been that I've seen. And I think that his pitching is better than when Rohan gets the mic. But in general, I don't think that he was appealing to them in an effective way. I think it was he could have said other things that would have been better. And especially with Tara hard pitching for Kyle to stay, that would probably really make me be like, why does she want Kyle to stay so badly? Who's Kyle going after that Tara really needs him to be here for, to take out? I'd be like, if I was Ty and Jed, like, she must want him to take us out. Why does she want him to stay so badly? So I wouldn't, because of that.
Fun, don't you know?
Well, I didn't know that until that moment. But also, I didn't know what you've been up to. How'd you feel about that segment?
I would have preferred to see more of the party than that segment.
Sure. And they showed half of it already.
50. Yeah. I was like, whatever. Get on. I want to see who's evicted. Get on with it.
I didn't understand why we're seeing that. I mean, cool, show it to the house guests. I don't need to see the reaction to stuff that we've seen on the show, and we've also seen in them showing the house guests already. I agree with you. I would have way rather see the party. I want to see all these makeouts, all that jazz, please. But I don't know why they need to have all this filler stuff when they had content that they could have used. So it was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
I wanted to see like the guys in drag though. That never came onto the episode, correct?
Correct.
Right? I don't remember seeing it, but like they all had
online
characters and character names, and like look how cute Ty is with his little eyeshadow. Like I wanted to see that moment. You know what I mean? I think Nadia's lying here. Yeah, his pitch was horrible. Nadia, are you lying or did you watch it? Okay, Nicole says, I hate I have to do this, but ask an actual question. Do you guys think if you put up Tina and Tara together, it sounds like Tarantino, which would make a crazy show? Tarantino. I mean, that's a great alliance. Better than the Tara and Tina show. Like, I don't know why they didn't come up with that one yet. Thank you, Nicole, for that one. I'm going to call them Tarantino.
I love it. That's an amazing alliance name.
Yeah, or I guess it's Tarantina. You just kind of say it,
but even like Tarantino is like, it's great.
Like her nickname now is Tino. Yeah. Nods and agrees. Nadia, you're too much here. Queen Nadia.
Cool.
Guys are silly. Okay, so basically. What was that? What was that part of the household? No. Okay. They're coming to the vote now. It was no surprise. Basically, everybody voted for Austin to stay. Kyle is out. The only person that voted for Rohan, or for Austin out, was Rohan. So for a vote of, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Tara, 7-1. Tara crying, though? I wasn't expecting the crying. Crying?
Yeah, it said like Kyle was her big brother's son. I'm like, oh, that's brand new news. I knew brand new. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I knew that they liked each other a lot, but it was a little much for her tears. Also, did you notice that they like blurred out her backside when I'm not sure if I think it was Jed lifted her up to spin her. She flashed the camera and they blurred it out really fast.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It was quick. It was amazing. I was like, oh, live.
Hi, Natalie. Beth Bath Bombs. Is that an alliance name?
Should be.
With her and her 2 boys? Not sure. So, yeah, you said that you liked their speeches, or no? I can't remember. What'd you say about them?
No. I thought they were fluff. All fluff.
I thought that Austin looked, well, she's gorgeous, but she looked stunning. I thought she looked really good.
She did look good.
Kyle looked like he was going to cry. I did feel bad because I did hear now that he's a super fan of the show. So like if I went on the show, I would be really upset if I left before jury. I would want to have the full experience, and so I would be kind of bummed. But like both played pretty badly. Like he could have really avoided being on the block. Yeah. He could have completely avoided it if he just did one editing and not go down to confront Kiefer. Like if he just didn't do that, he may have been able to save himself from going up on the block. Just don't do that.
No need.
No need. Oh wait, I didn't hear though
Honestly.
what Kyle said on his way out when he was at the top of the stairs. Did you hear that?
Oh, I think he said they asked him what his occupation was. They're like, "What's your job?" And I think he said, "Boy."
Oh, I
I think they
missed
blurted
that.
it out.
Okay, that's why I couldn't hear what he
Yeah.
said. I was like, I want to know what he says. What is being evicted before jury? Oh shit, Nicole.
Wouldn't happen to you.
I actually don't know. I don't know. I've never been evicted before jury ever. Well, once and I came back, or like whatever I've done, I've come back. So I don't know what
I was
this
gonna
is.
say, it's like give it back, give it
Right.
back.
Like not for realsies, like for duns.
Not out of there. Going home.
So what did I write about this? It felt like you didn't fight. I wrote that. That's what I guess. That's what I was saying. Like, Rissa calling him out, saying it felt like he didn't fight, and I agree about that. It could be because he was up against Austin, which is a good ploy for Kiefer to make him not fight to stay, put up somebody beside him that he would have a hard time campaigning against or throwing under the bus. So I think that was a big check mark for Kiefer. But yeah, so Kyle said it wasn't in the cards, but he really loves Ro. Ro's his brother from another mother. They're going to be seeing each other outside at the house. What do you think about
Do they have the same father?
They do not have the same father. They have the brother from another mother and brother from another father as well. That's what I think.
Okay, got it.
I believe in you, Nicole.
Mm.
And so Tara, though, in her exit speech to Kyle, she's like, "My son in this house," she's going to take the shot that they wanted to make together. And it's like, so it's so interesting though. She's trying to pitch that it's so great for them to keep Kyle, but she wants to go after those boys. She wants to go after them. You know what I mean? Yep. And so it's kind of like
she wants to start that war.
Start the war. I have all my stocks right now from the stock watch on Tara, which is, and I have a few on Jed randomly, but I don't think she's playing well, so I don't know if I'll make any money off of her, but I'm just hoping that she doesn't go down. Because I don't think she's going to go home this week, but she doesn't play very well, and she's apparently rubbing a lot of people the wrong way in the house. So she's I don't think she's safe. I don't think she's in danger, but I don't think she's like completely safe. Austin said that it's not going to be safe without him in the house or the ball pit or any of that jazz. And Rohan says, "Showtime, baby." They're their big brother bromance. They'll be friends. Things? Oh, I didn't notice that. Is that their thing?
I guess. Showtime.
Did you also notice like the Jed and Ty doing this one for the Sunsetters?
Yeah.
But Beth didn't do it. I was waiting for Beth to do it. Beth didn't do it. So we already talked about the new head of household. Is there anything else about this episode that you want to talk about?
Oh, good week of Big Brother. I have no complaints really. I would have loved a messier, more fun week. I would have liked to see the struggle between Austin and Kyle showcase a little more on the show. I think the editing sometimes is for the casuals, for the people that are just kind of like watching it. They want to see something else happen. They want to see something different. But I would love an hour and a half episode where we actually get more. I know we get it 3 times a week, but I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, they just don't show all the important stuff. I think they need to find somebody that's a feed watcher, maybe, to be an editor. Is a fan of the show that could maybe cut out and carve some better storylines that we can see more of what's going on in the house, because they've been doing a decent job. I've seen them do a lot worse in previous seasons, but I do feel as though they leave a lot out. Definitely a lot of there's a lot of room for them to show more than what's going on inside the house. So will we not find out who the head of household is until Monday? That's my guess. Unless somebody starts speaking to the live feeders, Then I just don't see that being a possibility of really finding out. I don't think that they're going to be allowed to say anything, and yeah, I don't think that we'll know definitively until Monday.
I feel like if I was in the house, I would definitely be.
Go on.
Sorry. I feel like if I was in the house, I would definitely be someone that would like talk to the cameras often. And,
yeah,
like, give
exactly.
an update daily, like before bed or like bright and early. I'd be like, this is how I want my day to go. This is what's true. This is what's happening. This is how I feel. Zip.
But like, would you get caught by Chrissy with your Cliff Hog? You'd get caught? Yeah, you probably would. Definitely. You'd probably be like talking out loud and then like be like, oh, well, you're right here. We can hear you. BB says, who does each of you want to win head of household and which nominations? I want to see what Tina is going to do. She's in a really good spot though. So like it would mess up her game probably. The sweet spot that she's in, because she would have to show her cards to one side or the other, unless she decided to put up like a Jed or a Ty and maybe a Rohan, just to like make it look like she's not playing favorites to a side. So she could do one on each side. I wouldn't mind that, because I'm not sure that I want Ty or Jed to for sure go home yet. I like them. I would personally rather Rohan go home. Next. What about you?
Yeah, I would love Tina to maybe put up like Beth and Ro. I would like a deeper divide of the house, especially if you're playing the middle. It's like just pick one from one side, one from the other, make this divide even wider, campaigning against one another even more so, and there's less room for them to come together without you. So I think one from each side is smart.
Hi, Ilana. So I don't want them to go yet. Exactly, me neither. I don't want them to go. I don't want them to go yet at all. I just don't. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, I think that if Jed, Ty, or Beth do not win, those are going to be the three that most people are going to take a shot at. I think Tara would take a shot at them. I think that Austin. I think that Rohan would. I think that Brayden would. Victoria, not sure. She might, if it's going to be a secret head of household, so she might just take that shot and pretend that it's somebody else that's doing it. Yeah, so I would be interested to see what Tina would do if she actually would take out Jed and Ty, even though they're not coming for her. Yeah, that would be what I'm most want to see. Lance says, ooh, Beth and Ro moms would be happy. What do you mean? What? Beth and Ro moms? I don't get it.
Nominations.
Oh, noms. I'm like, who with their moms? What about their moms?
Beth and Ro noms.
That's like,
the moms
I don't get them. I don't get it.
Their moms are joining the house. It's happening.
Nicole says, I'm not watching
the feeds remember much. Last season?
Nicole says, I'm not watching the feeds much.
What's his face?
Okay, you talk.
Remember last season when Chris's mom showed up in the Wendy's
yes,
room
and he doesn't even recognize his mother.
He forgot.
No. It's like, oh, kids, it's my mom. So Nicole is not watching the feeds much, but seeing something weird is actually going on between Beth and Jed, and want to know what you guys think. I mean, I've heard that they've gone all the way, to be honest. That's what the rumor is in the live feed streets. I haven't heard this 3 times. They've gone all the way.
No, all 3 of them together.
Oh no! From what I've heard, is Ty might have just put a little bit of distance between them because he has somebody at home that he's interested in, like his best friend that he potentially would want something more with outside of the house. So I think that when he kind of put a little bit of distance between him and Beth, she kind of still had, something going on with Jed. Jed always had a crush on her. So I think that she is kind of, I think she likes them both, and she's just kind of having some fun with Jedson.
Yeah, go for it.
I would love to see what Vic would do. I'm interested in what Vic would do. I'm interested with what Tina would do. That's about it. Everybody else, I think I know what they would do. BB says, BBCan has some good ideas this season. Will BBUS copy them?
Probably not.
Probably not. It's usually the other way around. Canada usually takes ideas from Big Brother US for the most part. I don't know where they got the secret head of household from. Maybe it was Sequestery. I don't know. But I think it's a good one.
My phone might die, by the way.
Yeah, we're done here. So Jojo looks like you're in a freeway tunnel. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, whoa. Nicole would tap Jed. Okay. Well, we know where her taste is. Jojo is currently in an airport terminal from 1903. Yes, he is. So do you guys in the chat have anything else to say about this episode? I definitely am still enjoying what is going on here. It's definitely a fun season. I don't have any favorites yet. I am interested pretty much to see what everybody's going to do in this secret head of household. Jojo, do you have anything that you're working on that you want to share with the people?
Oh my God, what am I working on? No, nothing. Am I working on anything? No, right now. No, just living the dream in my car.
Living the dream.
Not to get murdered.
You're not going to get murdered.
Maybe a little nervous.
We are getting off this podcast. Nicole says she loves you. BB says thank you. Well, thank all of you guys for joining us. You know that it is all super fun when we're hanging out here in the chat on Reality Pop, on the block together. So thank you guys for watching. Please make sure that you subscribe to Reality Pop. That's going to be your new hub for all things reality. All right. I think unless this one last comment is something crazy, it isn't. Love you guys. Actually, I should be like this with 3 S's, just so you remember. Bye, guys. See ya Monday.